Long time no see, guys. So I've been working on this new concept the last 2 days. This new really cool deck that uses night market um, in hotel barkeep, mainly the powerful ramens to get free reconstruct 1/1 tokens, and it's been working out pretty well for me and ladder. The deck is really fun. It plays mainstay tokens, token cards that are really good. Like whenever you have like a full board, that really helps too. So I'm gonna go through the list on like why each card is in the list and things like that. So going here, we have Eager Recruit. This is a instant of um, just getting a 1/1 token in a token deck. That's like that's a 2/1 body to start is just really great. Great for the just great for the deck. The staple in orange. I don't think I've ever like orange decks usually don't not play this card. Um, it does what we need it to do. It's a really good card. We're also playing Turn of Seasons, but there's nothing like there's no other path for this deck. I don't think. We have Dark Passenger, um, Deadly, and Demise is our primary way that we're going to be able to remove big units. We really need that in this deck. And we're going to have like a lot of mini tokens on the board to use this card. So I think it's really needed in this deck. Spear, this is a very interesting card. You really can't talk about this card without talking about Clarion. So if we can get Spear down, we're not only dealing more damage with our every single one of our cards, essentially get a side boost. It also makes whenever we play Clarion, to buff the whole board. So if you can like this in general is like the primary win condition of the deck is that you get Spear online and then you play Clarion and you just start buffing your board really high. I really like these two together. And like even then, like these two cards are good enough to be by themselves in this deck because we have enough regular cards with zealot tags. So yeah, these cards are really good. They do really well in this deck. I can't see these cards not being in the deck. Moving on, we have Xerxes Recruiter. Look at the top card of the deck. It's a minute draw it now to roll permanently. Really good card. We have 29 units in this deck. It's going to hit most of the time. It's a good card. It has 2/3 body. That's pretty much average stats for a 2-drop, which is good. It's good. Broker can draw some cards, which we really need. Sometimes we only play 2. I can definitely see the argument for 3. I don't know what I would cut if I were to put in 3, or I would just play 41, either or. I really like this card. It does really well in this deck because we usually have a full board that we can just cycle off. Next, we have Parsec Clarion. Parsec Clarion, well, we already really talked about it, but we give Zealots a lot of stuff. A lot of plus 1 attack buffs. Regulars, this is our really second token generator that we just gotten to talk about. It's a very important card. I could not see this deck without it having 4 of this card. It's really, really great. Make sure that I have cards to put on the night market because you're going to need cards on the night market that are cheap at times, and another zealot trigger, or like just zealot on the board. Um, Parry, um, draw a card, divination 2, draw another card. Staple orange cards. It's in the most orange list. Um, can't really say much about it. It's really good card advantage and it's on the body. Sign of Pride. This is another card in our removal package. But this one is more of a pseudo removal. You know, the product place is really good. You can get rid of those pesky cards that like are immortal or that have warded. This is generally a good card. It's always a B card because you can just play it and it has good stats with the overrun that can just really hit your opponent for hard stuff. I like Pride of Place. I mean, I like Sign of Pride. Like everybody likes Sign of Pride, right? Seal of Exile. It's a pretty good card. You know, you can hit your opponent's Severing Ritual, things like that. So I think you just have to play one of these. I wouldn't play two because the deck is started for orange, and if you have two, then a lot of times you may just get rid of your too much orange. But yeah, Seal is pretty great. It has an obvious backside, but the backside is pretty much worth it for this card. Sorrel, this is a card that I'm still testing. It's not official that I really like this card. Yeah, I still need some time. I don't think in any of the games that I've so far played in this deck that I've actually even drawn it. So, but potentially just giving all your other moons warded is pretty good, especially since we're a token deck. It can really help against Harmonic Angel turns in either the mirror or just any other orange deck. I really like Sorrel potentially in this deck. I just need to bang out more games with the card. But I think it's okay to play it. If someone wanted to play some other card, I would probably recommend like something like Temptation or something, because this card is a mythic, so I would understand someone not wanting to play a mythic, having to grab this mythic card that I'm just testing, or like something like Conviction, just some generic like good card, I would say, that's like orange. I would put it here if you don't have Sorrel, which is probably likely for most players. Tabbing him back, we know how great this card is. It's you can use it. You can put Eraser in it to get another Eraser back, basically. It's a really good card. It's a value card. Can really help grind some matchups. Yeah, having it back. Good card. Armageddon Angel. You know how good this card is. Destroy all minions. It's a wrath, basically. And it's also tempo. I love the card. Racer in the Shadow. Yeah. Rush. It's our early game removal. And we can use it with Dark Passenger to give it deadly, which is great. But yeah, this is mostly a staple for in purple right now. Don't see that really changing anytime soon. I love the card. Juiced. Friendly minions and 3 adjacent lanes get 1/1 in a move action. I like this. I like this spell a lot. You have to kind of position a lot differently to get this card to work, but the move action really helped this card be good, I think. Usually you would have to like keep your minions bunched up, but now you don't have to with this new juiced. And like we don't play Impel in this deck, so we do need movement type, which this card allows us to give us. Next we have Night Market. This is the kind of I would say like the card or the namesake of the deck. If occupied at the end of the turn, remember to add a Divine Compass, Powerful Ramen, or Squire Pike to your hand. This is a really good card. You get a lot of value. All the items that you get from this card is relevant for this deck. We just really like Market here. I really like the card. Just at the end of the turn, whenever you're just getting items for free that are just pretty great, is just really insane, really. And then like eventually you may get like 2 online, and then you're really getting a lot of items. You're filtering through. I like this card a lot. I think people should play it in this deck. No, I'm not in. You have to play this card in this deck. You can play this card. You can play this deck without it. But yeah, this card is great. How this deck works is with Market. You usually don't play it on 2 unless you like maybe have a 1-drop you can play on 2, but even then, usually you don't want to play it on 2. You probably want to develop more token cards on the board. And even then, we only have 1-drop really in this deck that can like play it to the board, which is Eager Recruit, which is kind of like a flaw of the deck, but even then, Market is pretty good. We won't play it on 2 usually unless we don't really have any plays. I like the card. Hotel Barkeep. This is probably like this card. This card is probably nearly the best card in the deck. Just playing this card, it only needs 1 gem, so that's really easy to get out. Getting the free reconstruct is just really great, and it helps to keep things on Night Market and things like that while putting tempo on the board. This card is just great. You know, reconstruct being at 3 cost value. It's a reason for that. The card is really good. In alpha, it was at 2 cost, and it didn't even have the banish effect, and it was a really strong card. So like the fact that you're getting this for free is insanely good. Can't really say like this is the concept of the deck. This is the reason to play the deck. This is why we're playing the purple rather than the orange, or I mean not orange but yellow or green or whatever or other color. This is how the deck works. It couldn't work without it. These 2 cards, they're really insane. They really help the deck. So we have Vixen. Vixen is it can be kind of meh at times, but I think it's, well, not really meh at times, but it's kind of hard to say like, oh my god, this card is the card of the deck, because it's not really the card of the deck. I mean, not really the card of the deck, but how do I need to say this? At times it doesn't get the secondary value, basically, because like you reconstruct a lot, and like usually you're going to use racers early, so like sometimes your racer is going to get banished from reconstruct, so that can be awkward. But even then, the floor of this card I think is pretty good, since it is a lurker deadly, which is for a 2/5 is just really good in itself. So I think this card is good, and like it's kind of niche that you'll get rid of all your racers with reconstruct, but so like I think this card is okay in this deck. I could see arguments for cutting it, but usually I probably would just keep this card. Like it a lot. Launching Colossus, you get the cloak. It gives us a wide kind of board removal. Get some cards off the board. Especially like if your opponent is chum blocking. I haven't played the mirror of this deck, but I guess this would be a pretty important card in the mirror. Card is really good. It pretty much is like, okay, we don't have Angel, so we need to just play Colossus, kinda. And he has Overrun, like I said, which means that it can kill jump blockers. So that is all for the deck. We're gonna get into some free plays and talk about those. So this was a pretty interesting game. So we burn this hill. We play the Eager. Play it here. Usually, like, this is the best spot for to start here for this deck, in my opinion. And he has the race for the answer, so we get rid of that. So we go for just a parse recruit and probably burn a juice to just. So we're not really having like a great start, but it's an okay start. So plays that. So I burn that. We play regulars. I didn't really know his list. I felt like regulars was the best card to put in front of it. I could have done something like juiced here and pump both of these to see if I could make sure that I killed this card. But I decided not to do anything like that. So we play Hardtail Barkeep. Then we play a regular recruit. And also this. It's potentially wrong that my play was like this. I was thinking that he's going to impel over to kill this. Mostly. So like generally this probably worked out well for me. We use this. Easy work. This is where I made a really bad misplay this game. I used the juiced, but I keep everything by each other. So I'm majorly punished by this this Master of Shadows here. Deserve really, so I'm trying to move everything backwards, and I attack here, and I didn't have to attack here. I probably should have just kept it there. So I did some pretty bad misplays this game. I don't know, where did I put this out here, right? Yep, I was doing some really bad misplays. But this is like the initial time first time I played this deck. Well, it's not the first time I played it, but like this was like the first games. I haven't played too many games of this deck, but I like it so much I wanted to talk about it. But yeah, they Homer Crown, do some things. So we just play parry to the heaven. I really wanted to play Insurance Broker here, but we did not have the mana. We would have played it right here. It would have been a pretty great play. I mean, not the mana, but we could have got the mana. We just needed gems. So I play this. They're healing, things like that. We're attacking phase. We play this. And yeah, pretty simple. I burn here. I'm not sure if that burn was correct, but we probably needed a burn at some point. It gets rid of that. Yeah. I get an angel, which is pretty great. But I didn't feel like I needed an angel at that point. So I could just do something good like this. See if we can get on board a little bit more. So he's moving this over. I think he was generally trying to get this card to ult. Maybe, I don't know. So we do find our Scion. So that makes me feel like I should finally get that card off the board and put this right here. I play this here because I'm kind of scared for my life total a bit, and plus basically I don't want this card to hit face. He plays this again. Yeah, he does not commit to the board. I'll burn this. We play this here correctly? Oh no, we put it here. Yeah, that's better. And we get another parry, which is pretty great. Parry into parry. Got the gamers. Then he got back this. Cycle some more. Now he's at full mana. So we parry again. I just want to get probably as many cards as I can. So that's why I even commit this card too. Recycle. Okay, that's what I did. I probably agree with that. We need to block as much as we can. So I put this here, correct? I should have put it here. He commits the seal there. So like it's not looking good for me, right? But even then, the game is still not over. We do that. Make sure we draw first, which is great because yeah, Dark Passenger right there. But we have unfortunately another thing, but it's not really unfortunate because it's the spear that could really help us here. We have the Parsiclarian. He gets another draw. Attacks here. So we draw here. We get the eraser, which is great, so we can get rid of this card. Because if we didn't find a eraser, we would have just died there. The ring. We play out the. I'll play this out because I think generally we probably just need cards on board. Like maybe we can get like a lethal or something. Which is right, he doesn't even deal with this card. So we're about to have a lot of value here. I thought from here I probably would have won the game. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't really have anything that could really help him that well here. And we dealt a lot of damage. Nearly got there. If we would have had a racer, we would have had lethal. But I think we played all our racers. No, we only played 2. Well, actually, I probably got rid of. Did I get rid of some? Not sure, but he drew it to. Unfortunately, he drew it to Angel. That was the only out that he had there. Put the Ring of Eternity on this, and I put this here. I guess I could have put this here because this card has Agile, but he has 2 removal spells. So. Oh wait, this card doesn't. Yeah, he has 2 removal spells, so it didn't really matter. So we lost the game, but like he drew into the Angel at the perfect time, right? If he doesn't draw into the Angel, we win that game. So let's get another one. I think that game really highlighted how this deck works, how it can just do some really cool things. Because I don't think that most decks would have just been done like from that start. They gained a lot of life, but we kept chipping through. Fortunately, got the angel, but it's what it is. I think it still highlights what the deck is supposed to do. So let's see another one. A big match against Erebert. I think this is a really good matchup to show here against him playing orange-green necromantic. So we start here. This 3 slot is pretty good. Like always, I think I like the 3 slot the most for the start of this deck. So here we go. This is very important that you put this here for this positioning. We put the other one in the corner. Attack. Because if we don't do this correctly, that means that their necro is going to get into a slot that we don't want it to be in. But since we did it correctly, we don't have to worry about that. So we make sure that we play it like this. We can juice everything over. Attack base. He does move it over, but that's fine at this point. So we attack here. He didn't think about that. That was a misplay. We throw this over here. In hindsight, I maybe should have threw this over and put this here. That would have been better. Yeah, that would have been better. So we do this. We probably burn the Lantern Colossus, I would believe, or the Eraser. Either or would have been fine. We throw this down. Yeah, we should have threw this over here. It's always the right play there. Yep. So we Spirit this. Finally gets this off, but at this point it doesn't really matter that much since we have like a lot of good cards. I make sure to play this. We have Summer here, so we're going to draw 2 cards and fall next turn. So I was fine with playing this card. We don't have to really think about, oh my god, we may not get a card to burn. But even then, if it wasn't Summer, I probably would have just played this card. This is a bit too it's a bit too ambitious to keep this card on the board. With this card on board, it's dealing a lot of damage to me basically. Make sure to put this here rather than put the Reconstruct Cobblejack here. There, because I like it a bit more in the corner because he can only block with 2 cards. At least potentially he had this, so we think a little bit here. I figure out the best line of play is to do something like this, attack, and then we make sure to put it right here so we can play around Temptation. And we make sure to put this here. Wait, why did I put this here if I was going to play around Temptation? I guess I don't care about Temptation if it's just for the Cobblejack, I guess. Oh no, I was playing around Murmur. That's what I was playing around. That makes more sense. I was playing around Murmur. Because he could have murmured this and then this card would have just died. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So we those over here, we draw. We get more ramen out. So we throw this in there and we play our regular Cobblejack token. We want more damage, so we put it on the Squire Pike. So he does play this. This is the main card that. So like, okay, I need this card to stick, but we have Dark Passenger, so it doesn't matter. We do have Herald of Conquest. This winter I was playing Herald of Conquest, which is another maybe card that you would want to play in this deck. I was playing it over the Sorrel. Like that's the flex spot right now for this deck. I don't know where card should be there. Like it won me the game here, this Herald of Conquest, but like, is it really that good? Who knows? Potentially, I probably would have won this game regardless. But that's probably it for me talking about this deck for today. I like it a lot. I think it has a lot of potential. We'll see how like the buffs and nerfs for the March balance patch changes this deck.